John Calvin on Psalm 115, verses 4 through 7. Their idols are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths, but they speak not. Eyes have they, but they see not. They have ears, but they hear not. Noses have they, but they smell not. They have hands, but they handle not. Feet have they, but they walk not. Neither speak they through their throat. But their idols. This contrast is introduced for the purpose of confirming the faith of the godly, by which they repose upon God alone, because, excepting Him, all that the minds of men imagine of divinity is the invention of folly and delusion. To know the error and the madness of the world certainly contributes in so small degree to the confirmation of true godliness, while, on the other hand, a God is presented to us who we know assuredly to be the maker of heaven and earth, and whom we are to worship, not without reason or at random. The prophet reminds us that nothing is more unbecoming than for men to say that they can impart either essence or form or honor to a God, since they themselves are dependent upon another for that life which will soon disappear. From this it follows that the heathen vainly boast of receiving help from gods of their own devising. Whence does idolatry take its origin but from the imaginations of men? The prophet satirically adds that while the heathen fashion members for their idols, they cannot enable them to move or use them. It is on this account that the faithful experience their privilege to be the more valuable, in that the only true God is on their side, and because they are well assured that all the heathen vainly boast of the aid which they expect from their idols, which are nothing but shadows. From this doctrine we learn, generally, that it is foolish to seek God under outward images, which have no resemblance or relation to His celestial glory. To this principle we must still adhere, otherwise it would be easy for the heathen to complain that they were unjustly condemned, because, though they make for themselves idols upon earth, they yet were persuaded that God is in heaven. Why do we betake ourselves to God, but from the conviction that we are dependent upon Him for life, that our safety is in Him, and that the abundance of good and the power to help us are with Him? As these images are senseless and motionless, what can be more absurd than to ask from them that of which they themselves are destitute?